Hey everybody, Christy Nix here with Soulful Aligned Human Design. And in this video, I want to explain, so hopefully you can understand better, how to actually use your sacral authority or how sacral authority works so that if you have a generator, a manifesting generator in your household, in your family, in your business, you can better identify and understand how they work. Okay, so sacral authority is for generators and manifesting generators. It is second chakra. It is a box at the bottom, right above the root in our human design chart. And sacral is all about showing us or lighting up, literally lighting up, feels like it's lighting up, right? To bring our attention to opportunities that are really in alignment with us. They're options, okay? They are not a have to. Opportunities are just that. They're a maybe. And a lot of the times those opportunities will seem so exciting. And that's great. And sometimes they're like, yeah, no, that's a no, a hard pass. The chakra, the sacral lights up when it is your time to pay attention. It is quite simply a blip on your radar screen to hopefully keep you present so that you can understand when things show up outside of you that it's time to respond. Because as generators and manifesting generators, our main way of generating or connecting with opportunities outside of us is using our strategy, which is to respond. But what do you respond to? Well, that's where your authority comes in. Your authority tells you, hey, this is an option, which is your sacral lighting up, right? It'll feel like a yeah, or it'll feel like a no. And so paying attention to that body response is the key to accessing this wisdom in your authority. Your authority is there to put you in the right place at the right time, okay? It's there to show you what's possible. And you respond to things outside of you. So even getting an inspiration in your head, that's great. And respond to that to universe. That does not mean go do it. Sacral is the action-oriented nudge, if you will. So an opportunity shows up in your outer world, something that would be super duper fun, sounds super exciting. And then you have to really think about timing wise, is it the right time for me to do this? If you are only sacrally defined, if that is your authority, your sacral is your authority, then you can go on that gut instinct of, yes, that would be great. If you have the energy from your root is like, yeah, let's go, then I would totally get on board and take that opportunity if it feels right for you, okay? So if you are emotionally defined, we have an extra little step. So sacral will light up, tell you, ooh, this is a great opportunity. You know, someone asked us if we want to go somewhere. We want to go to lunch. What a great idea. And so then we have to check in with our emotional authority. Does this feel correct or not? Does this feel right? Is it the right time to do this? Do I feel good about it? And if I feel good about it, then by all means, let's go. If you don't, if you had that little bit of weighted doubt, for me, it's like that means that, oh, let's sit with it. Or if you're excessively excited, like, oh my gosh, that would be the most amazing thing, then like a chihuahua on crack, you need to sit with it because there's probably a downside to that emotion. And we need to ride through all of the wave before we feel really a click that says, hey, now's the time. I'm totally on board with that. Or, you know what? I sat with it. It's not right for me right now. And that's another thing. No right now does not mean no forever. It just means no right now. So something my husband taught me, he says it to me all the time, and it's a great rule of thumb for those who are, sacrally defined, emotionally defined, what have you. It's just remember that you always have a choice. So in my latest blog, I talk about 5 ways that we can actually help get out of our own way and get that sacral response, a clearer sacral response, because it takes some practice to listen to body, because we are basically raised to listen to our mind, and our mind is not where you want to be making decisions. Your body, your sacral, is where you need to be making those decisions. That's what it's for. That's the whole purpose of authority, is to help you make decisions that's in alignment with you. So 5 things, 5 ways, okay? So one thing about sacral is that it loves yes, no questions. It's very clear. Do you want to go? Do you want to eat hamburgers? Yes. Do you want to go here? No. Do you want to eat ice cream? Yes. Do you want to, do you want to go see so-and-so? No. So, I mean, it's definitely a yes, no response system. So if you have a generator, manifesting generator type in your world, asking yes, no questions gets them down from their mind into their sacral. And I highly recommend it. So one of the best ways to practice getting that sacral response is having other people that you trust, or just other people, ask you yes, no questions. That way, starting off with a handful of mundane questions like, did you eat breakfast this morning? Do you like broccoli? Do you like chocolate? Do you drink alcohol? Whatever it is, handful, 5 questions that are yes, no, that someone else can ask you to get you in that rhythm, to get you shifted down into that sacral. And then have them ask you the business questions or the decision questions that you want in yes, no form. Okay. So that's one way. Another way, which I love, sacral is one of the most powerful, it is the most powerful motor in human design in our body. Okay. And what that means is that it's quite the force to be reckoned with. Okay. It has its own magnetic pull. So sacral has a way of giving you signs. You just have to ask for them. So another way to get out of your own way is to basically volley that ball back into universe's court, right? And say, hey, if I'm meant to do this, send me a sign. If, whatever I'm meant to talk about today, send me a sign. And when you know it, you get an email about a topic that you were thinking about doing but weren't sure whether you should talk about it or not. Here's the email from outside of you, from a person you don't know, totally supporting or reminding you that, hey, this is something I can talk about, okay? So watch for those signs, all right? And then another way that I have done my getting out of my own way is I've created flashcards. Now this sounds absolutely crazy, but remember in grade school, you would connect with flashcards, right? And it would say something like, does this feel right for you? Or do you feel authentic? Does this feel true for you? Do you feel clear? Do you feel accepted? I mean, just whatever it is that you need to work on to unravel that conditioning that's keeping you from being your true self. Okay, so flashcards are great. And then also, one thing I've gotten in the habit of doing is I love using my pendulum, because she's great. And I take a deep breath. I do breath work to connect with higher self. I actually have another video on that if you want to watch it. And it's a simple process to get connected with higher self. And then I just ask my pendulum, yes, no questions. She's very good about answering. But that way, you're connected to higher self and not ego self, which is the mind, monkey mind. Yeah, so that's great, right? And then the last way I use to get out of my own way when I'm asking for sacral response is to email or text myself questions, because you open that email and your immediate response is what you need to be writing down. So on my phone, I've actually put in my number in my text, like I'm texting to myself. I put in my phone number. So it'd be fun for you to try this. And I'm a very chatty person. I like to define throat. I like to voice things. So doing a text is great because I can record something, it comes back to me, and then later I can go back and write everything down and put everything, but it allows me to respond immediately, yes, that feels right, or no, not right now. Okay, so texting or emailing yourself questions is also a great way to get a sacral response. So I'm really curious about what you do to get a sacral response, how that feels for you, and I would love to hear from your comments. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.